And from the eighth floor, I cannot see the Crescent City connection due to the fog, so please slow down and be careful. As it stands now, no restrictions on the causeway. But again, put the lights on and be careful. 20% chance for showers today, highs of 80. Less humid tomorrow, highs of 72. Friday, cloudy and cool, highs of 58. And then Saturday and Sunday is going to be rainy. 80% chance for showers, highs in the upper 50s right now, foggy in the mid-60s. And we're joined by Doug Sinceri, our good friend, attorney, and host of All Things Legal. Happy New Year, Douglas.
Happy New Year. Good morning.
How you?
I am doing great. Great New Year.
I'll bet you're doing better than the mayor and Officer Vappy. First of all, I feel bad for the individuals that got hurt in this. A divorce is a painful thing. It's not funny, but there were some things that were disclosed in the divorce filing, Fox 8 reporting on it, that could mean potential legal trouble for the mayor, right?
Yeah, I think definitely so, because there was an amended petition disclosing that the mayor was involved in an adulterous relationship with Jeffrey Vappy. And the interesting part about that's a verified petition. So it's not, it's verified under oath or in affidavit form, and it's filed into a court record. That she has personal knowledge that they had an adulterous affair. In fact, that verified petition says that he admitted to it. So that opens up a whole Pandora box of possible obvious political issues, but legal issues for the mayor and also Vappy in accordance with his employment at NOPD and, basically malfeasance in office, payroll fraud. A lot of those type of charges are now on the board for Mayor Cantrell, along with all the other problems she has.
Let's talk about civil before we get to criminal. It's not a good idea, I guess, to have a relationship with a subordinate at work unless it's disclosed to HR in every way possible. What does the law say about that, Doug?
Well, there's potential problems. First of all, it's against the internal policies of the city of New Orleans. It's against the internal policies of NOPD to have a sexual relationship with a subordinate without certain disclosures. So that's number one. Number two, you're opening yourself up for some type of employment discrimination, sexual harassment claim. So, Vappy at some point in the future, if his employment, if he is fired or if, he's already been reassigned, and if he said that he participated in a sexual relationship based on the pressure of a boss or someone who has supervisory capacity of them, that would open up the city to some type of sexual harassment, employment discrimination claim. And it's generally not a good idea to have that happen in the workplace because it provides a foothold for civil liability for the person, for the boss or supervisors having this relationship with a subordinate. So there's a whole host of potential civil, cause of action issues by the mayor having this apparently sexual relationship with a subordinate employee or personal bodyguard from NOPD.
What about the criminal aspects of it in that Pandora's box?
Well, that's very interesting because in a lot of the reporting it indicated that Officer Vappy was at the French Quarter apartment. Yes, and that he was being paid while he was staying there for a long period of time, and that the city has not released any type of official duty that he was performing while he was staying apparently alone with Mayor Cantrell during that period of time. If it's determined, or if he rolls, or he gets some type of immunity and says, I was on the clock and I was having sexual activity with the mayor, that would be payroll fraud, that would be malfeasance, that would be a whole host of charges against the mayor and abusing her office in a criminal fashion.
There was some trouble in Detroit with the mayor and an aide there. I don't know if you looked into that or not, but I'm just wondering what the differences are, what the similarities are.
Well, I think that the similarities is the mayor has a supervisory capacity. She has the ability to a certain extent to control the terms and conditions of her employment. She'll have authority over this particular employee. And, where you get in trouble is that you use that authority to define the terms of your personal relationship, or maybe define the terms in a way that's not acceptable to the subordinate employee. And obviously, the subordinate employee was married. The mayor is married. So that leaves the opportunity in the future to maybe for this subordinate employee to say, hey, I really didn't want to have this relationship, but I felt like I need to do this to keep my job, or some type of, hypothetically, the mayor indicated that, should be generous with my time if we had this type of relationship. So, that's just the possible problems that could occur on down the line, especially if, whoever's investigating comes to VAPI and says, look, we'll give you immunity, but we want to know what happened, or have that discussion. Those are some of the things that may come out. So among all things, it is incredibly unwise. And I don't want to use the word stupid, but it is for a mayor of a city to conduct herself in that fashion, because you always want to stay out the gray area where you beyond reproach. And this is just, it's just really beyond unwise for the mayor to participate in this, type of behavior where there's even any type of inquiry. What is her response? What is her, political response to this as far as the inquiries are concerned? If nothing else, it looks horrible to, it just looks horrible to friends, family, and also her constituents.
Let me take a break. We'll pick it up here when we come back, and we're going to keep it family-friendly, Doug. I like to do that in the morning, but I just want and I just wonder if a defense attorney could say, well, the officer was there, whether they're playing chess or reading books or whatever, he's still protecting her. I just wonder where that enters into the malfeasance argument here. 6:51 till 7. You got any questions or comments? 504-260-1870. Some, I think, confirming revelations yesterday. I think we all kind of knew what was going on in Pontalba with Officer Vappy and Mayor Cantrell, and now the divorce petition pretty well confirms it. Traffic now, WWL.
From the Acadian Windows and Siding WWL Traffic Center, I'm Courtney P. Good morning. Fog still a part of our morning commute this morning. You will find pockets of dense fog out there, so just be mindful of delay. I-10 West New Orleans East to downtown, you'll see the brake lights starting at Reed, go through the Morrison Curve to the High Rise. I-10 East Kenner to downtown New Orleans, moderate delay around the airport, eases about Veterans. Downtown elevated, busy but steady to the flyover moderately congested to Business 90. Crescent City Connection, West Bank to downtown, you'll see a few brake lights starting at Terry Parkway and easing once you cross the river. Huey P. Long, no delays to report there. I-12 East, leaving Madisonville, headed to Slidell, have moderate delay right around exit 63, where there's ongoing construction. Have a traffic tip? Call WWL at 504-260-INFO.
6:56. Call it 6:57, 3 till 7. Tommy Tucker on a foggy Wednesday morning. Do be careful, please. Talking to our friend Doug Sinceri, attorney and host of All Things Legal, about the revelations from Fox 8, Lee Zurich, in a divorce petition. Doug, I'm retaining you as my counsel to make sure I don't say anything wrong, okay? In a divorce filing, it became, or a woman identified as Mrs. L.C., whom a source told Fox 8 referred to LaToya Cantrell, was having an affair with Officer Jeffrey Vappy. The petition states that Officer Vappy admitted to the affair, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm all right legally, and now I'm going to turn it over to you. Is this a federal thing or is this a state thing? If the mayor is involved with either falsifying Officer Vappy's timesheet, and going to my question before the break, and, Counselor, keeping it family-friendly, at what point do you draw the line between protecting the mayor and not? And I mean, obviously the video showed her not terribly afraid of walking by herself back to and away from the Pontalba. So maybe she needed protection inside. I don't know. What is the legal thing here? Is it a federal crime, a state crime? And then what about the defendant saying, or at least the defense attorney saying, hey, look, he was protecting her?
Well, I mean, first of all, I think the reporters have asked, what is the legitimate state function or the state function that Vappy was providing at the time they were alone in the apartment.
The governmental function, right?
Right, and there's none. So there's been no response to that. So that's obviously one red flag. There's both state laws and federal laws that basically may have been violated. A lot of times when you have a crime that's committed by the transmission of it over telephone or over the computer, that's more of a computer. That's more federal, and then you have the obviously state crimes also. So I think it's both. I think both could investigate. I don't know to what extent maybe the district attorney is or isn't investigating. It's been reported that the FBI is investigating it. It's involving a public official, which often, much like Ray Nagin and his situation, that was under the federal purview as opposed to the state purview. Now, one thing from a pragmatic standpoint is the feds have a lot more resources to throw at. So I would say that if you're going to, as this is being investigated, it's primarily going to be dominated by the feds or FBI. Because they have a lot more. Yes, because there's a lot more. There's a lot more resources to throw at it, and then there's the Inspector General. I'm sure they're going to make headway with that also.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate your time. We're out of time. We'll